Welcome to Morning Devotion with Ken Gurley. Devotions designed to inspire you on your daily walk with God. Here's your host, Ken Gurley.
Hey, good Wednesday morning to everybody. Thank you for being a part of our morning devotion. You guys are the greatest. We've got a great subject today. Beware the camel's nose. I had to really dim out that camel behind me. I mean, he was sort of freaking me out. It took me a moment here to just sort of obscure him. I had this big camel looking over my head. Had to get rid of him a little bit, but I'm glad you're here. It's good to see the Savins. Ben, happy you're here. Larry, Carol, thank you for being a part of the Morning Devotion family. Today is a great day. Again, Tessie is running some kids to school, and I just heard a child stirring, and so this devotion may get interrupted today if I have to go tend to that child. But we're gonna get through somehow. We got to hit it. Beware the camel's nose. Wonderful Wednesday to each and every one of you, and I bless you today. And thank you for being part of the family. So if you're new to the family, don't lurk. Come out. Let us know who you are, where you're from. And if you have a praise report, please share it. And if you have a prayer request, please share it and join into the conversation. I'm the excuse. I know my place. I just do this, but the real action is out here in the chat and you guys encouraging one another. Beware the camel's nose. I don't know. I don't really like a lot of B words. I'm not fond of B words, words that begin with B. Like, I don't know, there's some words that I just don't like that begin with a B. I don't like the word bloated, bilious. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. The words that begin with a B kind of freak me out. But I do like the word beware. Yes, it's like the Latin phrase, caveat emptor. The buyer alone is responsible for checking the quality of goods. Buyer beware. You're buying as is. Or one of the more famous uses of the word beware involves this month of March. Julius Caesar assassinated 44 BC in mid-March, meaning the Ides of March, and the soothsayer famously warned Caesar, beware, the Ides of March. Or the use of the word beware that sort of parallels my subject today was Virgil's epic poem, the Aeneid, where he described the Trojan horse after 10 years of the Greeks trying to sack the city of Troy. They decide to do it by subterfuge, and with great pretense, they sail away but leave behind this giant hollow horse on wheels. And the Trojans take it as a gift that the war was over. And they roll it into the city, but of course, there are choice Greek soldiers within. Late that night, the Greek army returns to surround the impregnable walls of the city. And the soldiers within the Trojan horse escape, open the city gate, and the city is sacked. One man in Troy had argued against the horse being rolled into the city. In Virgil's poem, he throws a spear at the horse and says, beware, Greeks bearing gifts. Now, if you're of Greek origin, we have no aspersions toward you today. But that's the use of the word beware. Beware, I'm getting tickled because I'm hearing a little voice yelling at me right now from a neighboring room saying, Pops, this could get interesting here in a second, folks. It really could. There's a spiritual awareness that we need in the last days. It's a take heed spirit. Beware the camel's nose. Now, some of you have already figured out the camel's nose, and you're welcome to hypothesize and put this out to the side. You're also welcome to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, share with others. I'll explain the camel's nose toward the end. It is sort of freaking me out back there. Yes, it's freaking me out, but I dimmed you out, camel. I can't see you as much as I did at the beginning. Yes. Ephesians 4:27. Neither give place to the devil. Yeah. Another translation says, don't give the devil a foothold. Yeah, the enemy begins by asking for a little room. A little room. Our enemy is not this red pitchfork carrying little cartoon character. He is a formidable foe. Now, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And I wouldn't give you 2 cents for a child of God that's always walking around worrying about the devil. I believe that you have power, but we're not ignorant of the enemy's devices. And one of the things that we know is that he just wants a foothold. Before Napoleon would conquer a new territory, he would take great care to have maps of the place. He would make himself familiar with the terrain, the river, the villages, the bridges, the road, the people. And from that knowledge, he would devise a strategy for conquering the area. And most of it always begins with a foothold. Our adversary is not much different. He roams to and fro on the face of the earth, seeking whom he may devour. He plans his mode of attack. He watches his prey to seek an opening. Rarely, if ever, will he attack in an open, confrontational way. Rather, he's going to wait for you and I to make a mistake. Then he seizes that opportunity. Paul told the Corinthians we shouldn't allow Satan to ever get the advantage on us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. We don't want him to get an advantage, not a foothold. No, don't give place to the enemy. Beware the camel's nose. He's not going to ask you at first for everything. He's just going to ask for a little. And from that little vantage point, he'll begin to conquer every area of your life. Don't give him a foothold, Ephesians 4:27. Just the little things. Solomon said it was the little foxes that spoil the vine. It's the tiny flies that spoil the fragrant ointment. It's the little spot that ruins the whole appearance of a garment. It's something small. The enemy begins small. And then he asks for everything. Yes. You see, the Lord and the enemy of our Lord, there is one similarity. Now you say, how can you compare our great God with the enemy? There is one similarity. Both want all in our lives. That's why you can't serve both the Lord and the enemy for very long. The Lord wants your whole heart. So does the enemy. He wants everything. He's not satisfied with a little. He wants it all. He's not satisfied with just a day. Just as surely as the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy everything you have, the Lord wants you to have life and have it more abundantly. Our enemy, if he can get into your attitudes, if he can get into your thoughts, he begins to spread. He wants it all. If he can get into your morals, in your lifestyles, he wants it all. There is no moderation with our enemy. We speak of someone who has a diabolical, sinister. He's not your friend. You can't make peace with him. You can't knock on wood, carry a 4-leaf clover, little lucky rabbit's foot. No. He wants to destroy. He wants to drag everything you have and everything you love and everyone you love down into the same pit that he's bound for. You can understand then why Paul said, neither give place to the devil. He's not your friend. Don't invite him in. Don't make room for him. Don't prepare him a little place and say, enemy, if you'll just stay right there, we'll get along real good. Don't give him an inch or he'll take a mile. Yes. Resist. I don't know, Johnette. Lillian, I don't know, but here's what I've learned in life. It is far easier to resist the beginning of a temptation than to resist years after the habits form. Don't give him any room at the beginning. Do you remember what Jesus said? It's one of the noteworthy. We are in crucifixion and resurrection season. And there's a phrase, I never hear this in dramas, but by the way, if you've never been to Messiah, you ought to go to POA and see that. I don't know if they have any tickets left. Check with them. But this weekend, next weekend, Thursday through Sunday, you got to get over there. Yeah. Trying to figure out how I'm going to get over there. I don't know. It's been crazy busy. But anyway, I got sidetracked. This is a sentence you'll never hear in a passion play. It's just not found there. In fact, it's one of the most curious statements. The evening before Jesus went to Calvary, here's what he said. The prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me. He's warning his disciples, what you're about to see in the next 24 hours, you're about to see the enemy of my soul and your soul take his best shot. But I want you to know something, disciples. He has nothing in me. He has no foothold in me. There is no place, Jesus was saying, in my life that he can call home. There's no room where he is welcome. There is no place in which from he can launch attack. I just want to, let me just stop right here and just say something. Do you remember that song we used to sing, Jesus be the Lord of all the kingdoms of my heart? And in my heart, there are spaces and there are rooms and there are places that we want to withhold. We have grown so excellent at compartmentalizing our lives. This is my Sunday self. This is my Sunday night self. This is my Monday go to work self. This is my Wednesday self. This is my Thursday self. And the compartments of our lives, we don't want them to overlap. This is who we are in a particular locale for a particular thing. But what the Lord Jesus wants, he wants to erase all those compartments. He wants us true within and without. Yes. He wants it. He wants it in our lives. Here's what he said on the eve of Calvary. Satan has nothing in me. There is not a stronghold that he has in my life, in my thinking, in my thought life, in my heart. There's not a foothold that the enemy has. No wonder the grave couldn't hold him back, because there was nothing of the enemy inside of him. We need to deal with these various strongholds. I love what Paul said, the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. The same one who had victory at Calvary, the death, the burial, and resurrection. He says now, you're going to get that same victory. You're going to, when the enemy starts snooping around in your life, don't wait until he makes himself at home. Ooh, I'm swerving close to the camel's nose there. No, don't wait. Don't wait. There are many footholds. We know. We're not ignorant of his devices. We know what the enemy uses. People who can't forgive and won't forgive. That's a foothold. Perpetual disobedience. That's an enemy's foothold. Yielding to temptation constantly. Well, the devil made me do it. You're partly right there. Yeah, he is the tempter. Yes, he is. Oh, a lot of footholds. People, the only part of the body that the Bible describes set on fire with hellfire is the tongue. People who regularly criticize and slander and hurt and defame and spread lies and rumors. Whatever happened if it's true, lovely, noble, of good report, think on those things, because from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. Whatever we're thinking about is going to come out. A lot of footholds. I want to mention three of the perpetual footholds where the enemy can get to us. First is doubt. Jesus said, if we have faith and we doubt not. Paul said, I would that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. The devil's in the doubt business. Just a little question mark in your thoughts. That's a foothold. Don't give the enemy the ability to put a question mark in your mind, to question what God has said of you, promised for you. Doubt is a favorite tool of the enemy. Yes. I don't know. I could write a poem here. Doubt. Get it out. I don't know. Give the devil a drought. Kick him in the snout. No doubt. Folks, do you know we have songwriters in our church, and they never ask me for my help. I could give, come on, now that is amazing right there. Make it a route. Kick him in the snout. Yes. Get rid of doubt. Oh my. I believe the Lord's helping me here. The Lord's helping. If my wife was on this morning, she's running the kids to school, and she would be saying, Ken, hush, get on with it. She'd be texting me right now. And doubt. The enemy says, doubt that God loves us. Doubt your walk with God. Doubt your salvation. Doubt your ability to talk with God, hear from God, get prayers answered. But for present doubt, we have present faith. For a question mark, we have an exclamation point. Yes, he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Don't give the enemy the ability to put doubt in your spirit. Here's another one, worry. Worry's a lot like doubt, except doubt's for the present, worry's for the future. We worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. And yesterday I said, we have no promise of tomorrow, so why are we worrying about it? Where will the next paycheck come from? Where will the job come from? How are we going to restore our finances? Inflation, Brother Gurley, this, that, and the other. I've been long enough down life's road to know that I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Quit worrying about it. You can't add 1 inch to your stature, Jesus said, by worrying. Take no thought of tomorrow. He's going to see you through. I read a story of a farmer in New Jersey was hearing a little wren sing its song. Now and then it would stop as if interrupted. Then it would start singing again. Getting close, the farmer noticed that the mother wren was teaching her young to sing. She would sing the whole song, then listen to the young bird sing. And whenever the young bird, whatever note the young bird stopped on, the mother bird would pick up the tune and carry it through, and was repeated until the little bird learned the song. Do you know, to God, you're worth more than a sparrow? He wants you to learn the song of faith in the midst of trial. You don't need to worry. His eye is on the sparrow. His eye is on you. And are you not worth more than many sparrows? So when the devil comes to you with worry, well, I really want to go back to kick him in the snout with doubt. But anyway, doubt, worry, fear. Doubt is for the present. Worry is for the future. But fear is perhaps man's oldest enemy. When Adam and Eve sinned, they were afraid. The devil uses fear to gain a foothold in our life. But perfect love casts out fear. Fear. Jesus on the stormy sea, why are you so fearful? Don't let the enemy get in your boat. No, you've got Jesus in your boat. And if he seems to be asleep, wake him up. Wake him up with your praise. Wake him up with your prayer. Don't let worry, doubt, fear, don't let the enemy have a stronghold in your life. Well, I feel it. I feel the presence of the Lord. Wendy, Bridget, Don, I just feel the presence of the Lord here today. Now, Kimmy, I know that rhymes with fear, but I'm not adding that to my song. So I'll tell you the story of the camel's nose. You've ever heard the warning about don't let the camel's nose get in the tent, or soon you're going to have the whole camel in the tent. It's found in an Arabian fable, much like the tales of Ali Baba and other Arabian folklore. It was early one morning, a miller awakened and noticed that during the night, while he'd been sleeping, a camel had stuck its nose in the tent. The miller asked the camel, what do you think you're doing sticking your nose in my tent? The camel said, well, it's cold outside, and my nose is sensitive to cold weather, and I just thought it'd be okay if I could get my nose in the tent where it's warm, I'd feel better. Well, the miller considered the camel's thoughts and sounded reasonable. After all, what harm would it do to have a camel's nose in his tent? So he agreed, went off for work. When he returned to his tent for lunch, he noticed that the camel had slipped his whole head and neck inside of the tent. The man thought, well, it's cold outside. What harm would it do to let this poor beast of burden have this little comfort? That evening when he came home, he found the whole camel in his tent. And at first the miller thought, well, it's dark out there. Maybe the camel won't be bad company. But finally the camel would just begin to wear on his nerves. You know, they'll do that if they're living inside the house with you. Yeah, I mean, his stew was filled with camel's hair, camel's breath in his face. Yes. And I'm telling you, no matter how much Febreze you have in the house, you're not going to mask the fragrance of a camel. Finally, the miller said, I've had it. Camel, this tent isn't big enough for you and me. And the camel responded, well, if you're inconvenienced by me, then you can leave. But as for me, I shall stay. And so the miller left. And that night, the camel slept in the miller's bed, while the miller slept outside under the stars. And the moral of the story is, if you give a camel an inch, he'll take your bed. So when you see a camel's nose in your tent, rest assured pretty soon he's going to make himself at home. So beware the camel's nose, neither give place to the devil. Oh, what a great morning. This has been fun, guys. This has been fun. Y'all have made my day. A great Wednesday. I want you to go out and enjoy yourself today. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow on Facebook. Share with others my incredible songwriting ability. And some of the lyrics suggested out to the side have been very enjoyable this Wednesday morning. May God be with you. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. God bless.
Thank you for listening to Morning Devotion with Ken Gurley. Join us next time for another inspiring devotion. To support this ministry, please visit firstchurch.com/give.